Okay, good afternoon. Bienvenidos, Masanil, y bienvenidos para mi escuela. This meeting is called to order at 5 o'clock p.m. This is a portion of our meeting designated for comments from the public about matters related to agenda items only. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, with a maximum of 20 minutes allocated for a particular item or topic. To address the governing board, members of the public must have submitted a complete speaker card to the clerk of the board before the meeting began. Do you have any speakers?
We do not.
So with that, the board will adjourn into closed session at 5:01 p.m. Good evening, welcome. Bienvenidos, Hanif Masanil, y bienvenidos para mi escuela. The board has returned from closed session and will reconvene into open session at 6:02 p.m. There was no action was taken in closed session. The flag salute and student presentation will be led by student leaders from May Ellis Elementary. The floor is yours.
Good evening, President Favela, members of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Hazel, and everyone here today. My name is Walker Garn, and I'm a student at May Ellis Elementary School and a member of this year's Infuse team. Thank you for giving Infuse students the opportunity to speak at board meetings and share the student experience. Buenas noches. Gracias por brindarles a los estudiantes de Infuse la oportunidad de hablar a las reuniones de la Junta y compartir la experiencia estudiantil. At this time, I invite everyone to please stand, place your right hand over your heart, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance in English and follow in Spanish. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Now in Spanish. Yo prometo lealtad de la bandera de Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos. Thank you. You may be seated. Estamos emocionados de celebrar el mes de la herencia España con todos ustedes. Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated from September 15th to October 15th. It started in 1968 as a week-long celebration under President Lyndon B. Johnson. Later, in 1988, it was expanded to a full month by President Ronald Reagan to recognize the contributions of Hispanic Americans to the United States. The month begins on September 15th. To honor the independence days of 5 Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Soon after, Mexico and Chile also celebrated their independence. During this month, we celebrate the culture, history, and achievements of Hispanic Americans who have helped shape our nation. Hispanic Heritage Month is an opportunity for everyone to learn more about the richness of this culture and the deep connections it has to our shared American story. Durante este mes celebramos la cultura, la historia y los logros de los hispanos americanos que han ayudado a dar forma a nuestra nación. El mes de la herencia España es una oportunidad para que todos aprendan más sobre la riqueza de esta cultura y las profundas conexiones que tiene con nuestra historia compartida. Oh. Hi, I'm Gwendolyn Pinnell. I'm pleased to share how Hispanic Americans have contributed to our local community of Fallbrook. Fallbrook has a long history of rich Hispanic influence, particularly in agriculture, education, and community leadership. Many Hispanic families have played an important role in the development of Fallbrook's avocado and agriculture industry. This work has not only supported our local economy, but also shaped Fallbrook's reputation as the avocado capital of the world. In addition, Hispanic Americans have contributed to the culture of Fallbrook in many ways, through art, music, and food. Fallbrook hosts events like Dia de los Muertos, a celebration where families honor their ancestors. My school, May Ellis Elementary, hosts a beautiful Dia de los Muertos celebration. Please come and visit. In Fallbrook, we also have many Hispanic community leaders, business owners, and educators who dedicate their time to making Fallbrook a great place to live and learn. Hispanic educators have helped students like me and many of my friends reach their full potential. They inspire us by showing that hard work and perseverance can lead to success. It isn't technically Teacher Appreciation Week, but I'd like to thank my teacher, Ms. Vasquez, who not only teaches me 4th grade standards, but she teaches me in Spanish as well. En Fallbrook también tenemos muchos líderes, dueños de negocios y educadores hispanos que dediquen su tiempo a hacer de Fallbrook un excelente lugar para vivir y aprender. Los educadores hispanos han ayudado a innumerables estudiantes, incluyéndome a mí y muchos de mis amigos, a alcanzar su máximo potencial. Nos inspiran al mostrarnos que el trabajo duro y perseverancia pueden conducir al éxito. Técnicamente no es la semana de agradecimiento a los maestros, pero gustaría agradecer a mi maestra Vázquez, quien no solo me enseña los estándares de cuarto grado, sino el que también me enseña en español.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Axel Salmeron. I would like to talk about the personal impact the celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month has on students at Mayales Elementary School, the district dual language school, and for students across the Fallbrook Union Elementary School District. For many students, especially those of Hispanic heritage, this month is a time to feel proud of their culture and where they come from. Recognizing and honoring Hispanic heritage makes students like me feel valued and respected in our schools and our community. It helps us see that our stories and traditions matter and that we are a vital part of the larger American story. When our school district takes time to recognize Hispanic Heritage Month, it increases our sense of belonging and pride. This isn't just about celebrating our roots, it's about understanding that our culture contributes to the diversity and richness of Fallbrook. Al aprender sobre figuras hispanas importantes en la historia y ver a personas de nuestra propia comunidad reconocidas por sus contribuciones, los estudiantes como yo nos motivamos a lograr más. Muestra a los estudiantes que no somos solo miembros de una escuela, sino miembros importantes de la comunidad y que tenemos un papel positivo que desempeñar en la configuración del futuro.
In conclusion, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month is not just about looking back at history, it's about recognizing the present and shaping the future. By doing so, we acknowledge the contributions Hispanic Americans have made and continue to make to our community.
We hope every student in our district feels valued, connected, and proud of their identity. Speaking of culture importance, it is my honor to introduce lead students from the Powder Junior High Ballet Folklorico dance team.
Hello, my name is Isaac Cortez. Let me start off by saying how honored I am to be able to talk to you today about our Baile Folklorico team and how it has shaped us as students. And an important aspect of our program is practice. We learn dance steps and develop teamwork and collaboration. We learn to move as one, helping each other on the way. Practice teaches us to pay attention to the smallest details, making sure we are accountable not just to ourselves, but to the team. Our costumes are a major part of our performances. Each one is authentic and specific to the type of dance we are performing, and not just for the looks, even if we do look amazing. Our costumes help us honor our cultural roots and enhance the storytelling behind each dance. Thank you for investing in us, making performances even more special for both the dancers and the audience. Speaking of performances, through Baile Folclórico we share much more than dance moves. We share the cultural traditions of music, dance, and celebration. Performing together enhances our self-esteem and builds our confidence, as well as our relationships with one another. It gives us a deep sense of pride in who we are and where we come from. And we love seeing smiling faces, whether we are dancing at school or community events. But above all else, we're just happy to be a part of the Potter family and the community.
My name is Brooke Mobley. I want to start off by saying that I will not be performing due to a broken toe injury, but I've been involved in all these amazing events that this group has had for me. My main purpose is today is to take a moment of your time to talk about FUESD involvement with the Baile Folclórico program and how it's made a huge difference not only with us but also with the community. This program, with the district support, we have even more amazing people wanting to join the team, and this investment has allowed us to get the resources we need to perform more within the community and at schools. With additional resources, we have many more chances to also dance in front of larger audiences, which is also really fun. Each new opportunity strengthens our skills and brings us all closer together as a whole. And it also brings a sense of pride to Potter Junior High, knowing that we were the ones up here dancing. And our performances highlight not only, like you said, the dancing, but the diversity and the talent that exists here. We are all so truly grateful for the support that you guys have given us, with all the funds for our amazing costumes and everything else.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Cortez. We will now perform Como Quieres. It is a traditional dance from Sinaloa and our favorite final dance. You will notice that the dresses included have various styles from different regions, such as Jalisco and Sinaloa. They're made with bright colors, ribbons, flowers, and embroidery. The steps of the dance highlight the lively shuffle and playful spirit of Sinaloa dances.
¿Cómo quieres que te quiera? Si tú nunca me has querido, tú no sabes, vida mía, lo mucho que yo he sufrido. ¿Y cómo quieres que te quiera? Si tú nunca me has querido, cada día se te nota el miedo que me has tenido. Yo lo que quiero saber, ¿qué es lo que quieres de mí?
Hello. Good job. Thank you.
Okay, students, as you are taking your last bow, can I please introduce Mrs. Chelsea So? Will you please come to the microphone, Mrs. So? I caught Mrs. So in the parking lot the other day, and I said, "Oh, I'm so excited for the students to come," and she's had the most beautiful thing to say to me. Can you share that?
Sure, I will share it from my heart. And I just want to tell you guys, my students, and Mr. Person, that I am so honored to be here sharing this vibrant art form with all of you this evening. It is a labor of love. We are a diverse group of students of different ages, of different backgrounds, of different cultures and learning styles, and we all come together to share something beautiful with one another as a team, and then to put it out there in our community. So I want to thank all the parents who are here to support us. Thank you, parents. Thank you to all of our elementary schools that are so excited for us to come and perform at their campuses. Thank you to our wonderful, amazing school board. Muchas gracias de todo corazón. Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes esta noche, bailando y compartiendo nuestro arte con ustedes. Somos un grupo diverso y compartimos nuestro amor y pasión por el arte que estamos aprendiendo, y trabajando juntos es mejor. Muchas gracias.
I don't think is there room. I think you're good. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, parents, now your turn. Don't move. Don't move, students. Can you do your best like that? There we go. Okay, bonitas. Y bonitos y guapos. My joke used to be like, oh, smile, you never know who's you're gonna end up on. But now it's like you never know who's in, so you're gonna be on smile good. Okay, thank you, boys and girls.
Good job.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming. So great.
Armando?
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Party. I'm inviting to a party.
Yes.
You know how to fun.
And I'm holding back a little.
So am I. I wanted to throw some gritos in there too.
This is a Hispanic tradition where you throw in a couple gritos here and there to get people motivated, right?
Okay, they just did a fantastic job, and I'm so proud of them. I'd also like to just give a little award to our 3 students from May Ellis. Just so amazing. I'm just so thrilled with your Spanish language proficiency. By the time that you get to high school, you are going to be pros. And the gift to be able to be bilingual in today's society, not only in San Diego, but across the country, is a gift that will pay off immensely. And so I'm so thankful that you are committed to learning Spanish through our dual immersion program. And you sound like pros already. And you're such great leaders and representatives of May Ellis. Thank you so much for the work that you do for Infused and for being here tonight. We'll start off with Walker. Congratulations. And Gwendolyn, congratulations. Really? And last but not least, to Axel. Our future is in such good hands with leaders like this. It's just really, really impressive. So proud of you. Thank you again. So adorable and beautiful.
All right. Okay, so great way to start our board meeting tonight. Thank you, parents. Thank you, students. And we'll proceed with our business on our agenda. And so we move on to approval of minutes for the September 12th regular board meeting. It is recommended the governing board approve the minutes of the September 12th, 2024 regular board meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comments? Okay, hearing none, I will call for the vote. Trustee Bolbeck? Aye. Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
And Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so that motion passes. So moving on to our community relations. This is the portion of our meeting designated for comments from the public about non-agenda items, but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Should individuals wish to comment on items on the present agenda, they may also do so during this portion of the meeting or at the time the item is considered by the board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes with a maximum of 20 minutes allocated for a particular item or topic. While the Brown Act allows the board to hear issues within its jurisdiction from the public that are not on the agenda, it only allows the board to respond in a very limited manner, such as providing direction to staff. If the board were to have more than this type of brief discussion on an item not on the agenda, it could be a violation of the Brown Act's rules for posting the agenda. To address the governing board, members of the public must have submitted a completed speaker card to the clerk of the board before the open session portion of the meeting began. Ms. McBride, do we have any speakers?
We do. Sharon Gilmore. It says in person, not via Zoom. And that's it.
Thank you. And we can move on to our reports. Dr. Paul, do you have a report to share?
Good evening. I do not have a report. Good to see everyone, though.
All right, we can hear some reports from the board. Trustee Golbeck.
I do not want to spoil the exciting news in both of our presentations this evening, but as a parent of 4 children, 3 of whom go to our schools, I am really delighted and proud of the progress that our district is making. And in my short 6 months that I've been on the board, since being appointed, I have found the organization to be extremely well run, extremely professional, and the reports tonight will substantiate that further. So that's my report.
Am I allowed to say ditto?
Trustee Fish has not been involved for the last 6 months. She's been involved for 40 years in education. She has a PhD in educational leadership and was an administrator some 15 years ago here. So her perspective is much more informed than mine.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Ms. McBride.
So for me, I'll start with the latest. So I was able to attend the Rotary Club meeting today and see about the high school getting awards for their, I'm sure they'll be announcing that and hopefully be in the newspaper. So I was able to join Trustee Fish, Cabinet Member Husing, and our Superintendent, Ms. Hazel. So I was honored for that, or honored to do that. Then I was also honored to attend and I'm going to say it because it's a long, National Association of Federal Impacted Schools, aka NAFIS conference. I recently had the privilege of representing our district at the NAFIS conference in Washington, D.C. We met with Senator Padilla and Butler's office, in addition to Congressman Darrell Issa and Congressman Levin's office, to advocate for the continuation of the federal impact aid. This funding is crucial for our schools as it compensates for the lost revenues and additional costs incurred during the presence of tax-exempt federal properties, such as military bases and Native American lands. Impact Aid supports our Fallbrook schools and over 1,200 school districts and more than 11 million students across the country. We are grateful for the support of both our congressmen and our senators who understand the importance of this funding. It is important that we remain proactive in our advocacy efforts throughout the year to ensure our needs are constantly communicated and addressed, both in Washington and here at home. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
And President Rebell, I do not have a report.
Thank you. Just will be brief. I just want to congratulate all the parents and students who have been recognized recently at Leadership Awards assemblies and events happening across our district. Just want to send a little shout out to my daughter, Itzed, who's excelling at Potter Junior High. I'm very proud of her. Also, it's great to hear such good news always coming from our high school as well. I really love seeing our districts excelling in many ways. So very proud to be here with all of you here. And finally, we just want to mention the upcoming Dia de Muertos event that's happening, that we're hosting at our community organization, Voces, is hosting at our local cemetery. It's an event that we know Dia de Muertos is a long tradition. The cemetery has graciously opened up the space there so the community can come out and celebrate together, right? So it will be happening on November 2nd, Saturday, not Sunday, as it has been done in previous years, from 1 to 5. and it's our way of those of us who do have loved ones resting there. We're inviting folks to come and celebrate with us. November 1st is also a very traditional part of the event. That's a Friday. The cemetery will keep the gates open for families that want to come and decorate their altars. So that's coming up, and hope to see everyone there.
Thank you. I always have so much to share during my update because there's so much to celebrate in Fallbrook and in our schools and our community. I had the opportunity also to attend the NAFIS conference with Trustee McBride and Assistant Superintendent Armando Frias, and it really was an excellent opportunity. It's a bipartisan program, and it was an excellent opportunity to meet with the senators and the congressmen right before they were voting on our budget to make sure that they don't forget to include that impact aid and how important that is. And so I really appreciate the time that both of you gave to representing Fallbrook and taking time away from your family to be able to be there and support our district. And it was a great advocacy event. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to our HR team and Marlene for the wellness fair that we just had for all of our employees. We had community organizations and agencies from all over Fallbrook there to be able to share. And I know that that's a big coordination. So thank you, Dr. Husing, to you and your team for such a professional event. I appreciate that. I've got some very exciting news that we got a call, I think it was last week or the week before, maybe it was last week. Things are going by so quickly. We got a call from Liz Sanders, and she's the Director of Public Relations at the California Department of Education. And the California Department of Education called us to tell us that our students in Fallbrook had among the highest student achievement increases in the entire state. Woo! Yeah, it was really exciting in both ELA and math. And so they were calling to find out, to hear about what is the work that we're leading, and just excited they called us movers and shakers and said that they are really excited to hear about what we're doing. I had an opportunity with Assistant Superintendent Bustani to talk with the CDE yesterday in an interview to share with them some of the progress and the work that we've been doing. And they said that they would love for Tony Thurman to come out and visit our schools to see the work that we're doing in action. And I said, please come. Our children are brilliant. Our teachers are incredible. Our classified staff is committed more than anyone that I know. Our principals are just outstanding. And we would love to invite them to come and see what we're doing at our schools. So we know that while we are being recognized from the state for our large increases in achievement, we also recognize that we haven't arrived yet. We still have more work to do. And we will have more work to do until 100% of our children are proficient. Right. So, because we understand in Fallbrook the importance of public education and the doors that it unlocks to our children's future. So boy, was it exciting to get that call and to be able to speak on behalf of our district. So I just truly want to give a shout out to our entire staff and also to all of our children, our students who worked so hard, and our parents who helped at home and made sure that they did their homework and their reading and they got to school every day. We couldn't do this work without you. So just a big appreciation to everyone. Thank you.
We give our superintendent an applause. Our cabinet.
Oh, God. Okay. I didn't know I needed to. I was crying when I saw the kids dancing, and now I'm crying again. But thank you.
Mr. President, may I interrupt our superintendent and give a little context to our audience that may not know that it is only our superintendent's first year in the position. And when she came in, she brought a team in that had really ambitious goals as part of our local community accountability education plan. And that included 10% increases per year in student achievement. And other people thought that was crazy. Our goals used to be 3% a year, maybe 9% in 3 years. And these ambitious goals and the strategies and policies that they put in place and the support for our teachers have resulted in incredible progress in a very short amount of time. And we are going even further and even faster for the future. So this standing ovation is really well earned and well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The whole team.
And I have one last thing to report, and really this is, we're calling it Fallbrook Heroes. So I don't know if you've been on social media recently, but we had a bit of an emergency with a community member that had an injury, and the injury happened, and the community member was driving himself to the ER. And as he was driving himself to the ER, he realized he might not make it all the way to the ER. And so he pulled over right in front of, God willing, right in front of Potter Junior High, who has a licensed vocational nurse on staff and an amazing team who rushed to his aid. And we had our Fallbrook heroes. I'd like to call you all up right now. First off, Nunzia Lopez, our nurse. Please stand up, Nunzia. Goodness, she rushed to the aid, grabbed somebody's belt, created a tourniquet, stopped the bleeding, and saved his life. Saved his life. The surgeon said 5 more minutes without care, and he wouldn't have been with us today. And so, Fallbrook, one of the things I absolutely love about Fallbrook is this real deep sense of community. We care about each other in Fallbrook. We take care of each other in Fallbrook. And this is just such a beautiful example that a giant team was there. So it wasn't just Nunzia, but her skill as a nurse was really what took care of the situation. But I'd like to also invite up, please, Fran Little, our campus supervisor, who is there. Gustavo Ramos, our counselor. Harry Carreon, behavior tech. Jessica Ramirez, assistant principal. Abigail Acuna in the office, who made the phone calls. Is Abigail here? Abigail, come on up. You are our true Fallbrook heroes, and Rocky, we recognize you from the Don Dornan Games. You have been instrumental in supporting our schools here in Fallbrook, and we're so thankful that we were able to support you. And feel free to come on over if you want to say hello.
Wow. This was a miracle. I was a goner. I made a stupid mistake, and kids, first of all, I apologize to any of you that I created any kind of trauma for, and any kind of traffic jam that I created for you when you guys were trying to pick up your kids. It couldn't have been a worse time to pull over there for the school, but it was absolutely the best time and place for me. These people came running out to me. I was very fortunate. It all played out an incredibly amazing way. I was coming from Palo Mesa. I had cut myself. I was trying to help a friend who's had brain cancer for about 5 years, and he's doing okay. But I went to help him because his couch had broken, and I've been in the woodworking industry my whole life, and so I went over to help him, and I could tell that the couch had broken several times, and so it had old glue on it, and I stupidly took a razor knife and started scraping the glue off, trying to get down to bare wood, and almost got there, and that last little chunk of glue, couldn't get it. I had to do it with my left hand because I couldn't get on the other side, and wacko, I cut my radial artery right in half, and blood, well, it was a mess. I was afraid of my friend having to drive me with problems that he already has, and he did offer, and he actually went in to get his keys, and I snuck to my car and stupidly left and tried to get to the emergency on my own. And as they say, I could see I wasn't going to make it. I pulled over and rolled out of my car so that somebody would see me. I at least had enough consciousness to do that. And fortunately for me, two girls that were following me had been lifeguards their whole life and trained in EMTs. They immediately jumped on me and started trying to stop the bleeding, which when you have this type of bleeding, you almost can't stop it. You have to almost pinch your arm off to stop it. And in comes Mrs. Lopez running. I've heard all the stories. I didn't see her, but she came running and got to me, stole some guy's belt, wrapped it around my arm, and saved my life. And the story goes on and on, all the way to the hospital. I mean, I knew one of the EMTs. I got to the hospital. I had worked on the head nurse's house at one time. She guided me right through the whole, took my chair or bed and just passed up everybody and took me to the front of the line, called out the doctors, and I mean, the miracles just continued like that. I don't know. If you don't believe, it's... There you go.
And we'll take care of you.
At school, thank you. Thank all of these people here. Everything they did.
We have one more hero in the audience I just heard, Noemi Delgado. Are you here? Noemi, come on over. Round of applause, please. Come on up.
Thank you for being here.
I want to say,
Thank you for coming.
we want to see you. You're going to do something great, right? You're here. You're here. You were safe to be here to do something exceptionally great.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
Hey. Isn't that amazing? I know. It is so special. Oh, yes, please, please.
All right. Moving on, board operations. We have attendance awards and reading awards. More good news. Now it is time to honor our students and recognize the attendance and reading achievements of our schools and students. Suzanne Lindeen will lead us.
Students of Fallbrook have read over 992,148 minutes. We would like to honor the following students for being the top readers at their schools. Students, can you just all stand for a second so I can see where you are? We are so proud of you. You are a strong leader. The accomplishment, no, don't get, you're a star. Today, enjoy it. You have earned this. Your accomplishment not only will help you in your education or your career and your life, but it will allow you to have a lifelong love of reading. And I remember being 4 years old and going to the library, and that did it for me. And I've loved books ever since. They can show you parts of the world you'll never be able to see for yourself, but through your reading, you will be there. So I applaud you. I'm going to ask you to come up to receive your award. My first one is Bryce Bechtel. You're a 7th grader at Potter Junior High. And there's a book inside that happens to be one of Bryce's favorite books. Benicio Villarreal. Benicio Villarreal. You are from La Paloma. You are a 4th grader. Oh my God. So wonderful. Jesus Lopez is from Fallbrook STEM Academy, a 5th grader. Jesus, are you here today? Okay. Thank you for guiding him and for his accomplishment. Here is his award. Pleasure being here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for
He's been in school a really long time. Jordan Rios, you are from Live Oak Elementary, a 5th grader. Join your other stars, Jordan. Macy Webb, an 8th grader at Mary Faye Pendleton. Macy, are you here today? I know Pendleton's a way off, so we will make sure she gets her award and her book. Mateo Lopez, 6th grader at William Fraser. Now, William Fraser was also the school that had the highest participation rate across the entire district, with 89.5% of their students logged in and tracking minutes. That's awesome. So your whole school is behind you. Maximus Anderson, 5th grader at San Onofre. Oh, I'm glad you could be here. And Sophia Nesser, you are a 6th grader at May Ellis. Sophia, are you here today? We'll make sure she gets her award. Now, for those of you who have your books, these are books that if you want to autograph your book, I've got a pen right here. You can autograph your book. You can just line up and see it. And then tomorrow, you go to school, ask the teacher. And then ask the principal to autograph your book. Because this is a book you're going to go for a long time. And you know what? You can ask for it. You don't have to wait for me, right?
Yes.
There's also a special reading light inside from Dr. Houston. So just in case you need to read under the covers, we've got a little special light for you.
Oh, he's got it. So while we're waiting, how many other students do we have from Fallbrook Elementary School who are here today? Raise your hand if you also go to Fallbrook Elementary. Wow, a lot. Okay, keep your hand up if you participated in the reading process last time. If you read a book. 18 steps? 18 steps.
Who's in Beanstack? Raise your hands. Yeah.
Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. That's okay, but thank you for being here. Thank you. I love it. Someone's on your tail?
I remember.
My son has read every person once in the country. Oh, thank God, I don't know this one.
As a former educator, one of the things I'd like to say about this is reading is what makes you successful in life. It's more than just being able to read and read quickly. It builds vocabulary in ways that people don't realize, that you use those words the rest of your life. And it's the most important thing that kids can leave school with is the ability to read well. So it's just so significant, and I'm just so proud that we're making sure these kids are getting that opportunity.
That's great. I'd love to share a quick, we were in the news just recently on ABC News about how we celebrate literacy here in Fallbrook. So we got a video clip of that. So let's take a look.
And finally, this midday ABC 10 News Storytime is back. Yesterday, my co-anchor Jared Aarons got the chance to read to a group of second graders in Fallbrook and sent them home with some free gifts. All of this a part of ABC 10 News' mission to share the magic of reading and increase literacy.
ABC 10 News is helping Live Oak Elementary in Fallbrook build a culture of reading with Storytime. Who reads every day? What is your favorite thing about reading? How How exciting is this? How much fun is it to see these kids react this way?
Oh, this is just a great event for the kids. We're so excited to have you out here. Some of these kids will never have the opportunity to purchase this many books or get this many books.
Sheila Ray sat down. It's such an important skill for them to have, to be able to learn to read for the rest of their lives. Can you guys growl for me at the dogs? Growl for me.
Reading is part of our everyday livelihood, and so the more that they learn to love to read, the more productive they're going to be members of our society.
What are you looking at? What do you like?
Some of these kids don't get this opportunity. What does it mean then that they'll have these books at home every day? They'll be able to read them whenever they want. Bad guys?
It's going to build on their reading capacity, and it's going to help them be lifelong learners and enjoy reading and learn to love reading. It's just so nice to see all the kids smiling and so happy, and just it's going to be a great day for them all the way around.
We all love to read in Fallbrook. So I know that Trustee Lundeen shared that William H. Frazier had the highest participation rate. So we've got a certificate for William H. Frazier. If you could come on over. Congratulations.
Trustee McBride, lead us in the attendance board.
So, strong attendance is so important because it's key to learning. When students are in school constantly, they have the best chance to grow, develop, and succeed academically. That's why we're excited to recognize schools for their effort in promoting strong attendance. This month, I'm proud to announce that Fallbrook STEM Academy had the highest average daily attendance. Congratulations to the staff, students, and families of Fallbrook STEM Academy for this outstanding achievement. Your commitment to being present every day sets a wonderful example. Thank you.
Hey, Ross.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. The staff there really does an amazing job encouraging all of our students to come to school every day. Dr. Arias just shared with me the most wonderful video of the students. They were all in a foam party. So the kids were so excited. There's foam everywhere. We're going to post videos on our social media, so take a look for that. But we just really appreciate you. It starts with your leadership and all your teachers and staff to really send that message to our families, and also a giant shout out to our Fallbrook STEM parents for getting their children to school every day. As a mom of 4 kids, I know how hard that can be sometimes to get them on time and there every day. So just a shout out to our families as well. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. All right, moving on. We have a presentation. Mr. Armando Farias, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, will present an overview of federal impact aid, including its purpose, funding mechanisms, and how it supports the district's financial planning.
Ooh, what a night, right? It's been amazing, full of celebrations, and full of recognitions for our kids, our staff, our families, which is what it's all about, right? I'm so excited. I'm so impacted in a very positive way just to take a look at the positive outcomes for every single one of our kids and our families as well. Good evening, President Favela, trustees, Dr. Paul, Cabinet, Superintendent Hazel, and amazing guests residents of Fallbrook. It is my honor and my privilege to present to you an overview of what Impact Aid is, its significance within Fallbrook Union Elementary School District, and a brief description of how it all started. I'm going to start by sharing some facts about Fallbrook and FUESD. Did you know that Fallbrook spans about 168,000 acres? I repeat, 168,000 acres. And out of those 168,000 acres, 111,000 acres are occupied by Camp Pendleton. That's about 66% of Fallbrook land. Just put that in perspective. Over 50% of Fallbrook is occupied by our military base. As many of you know, school districts rely heavily on local property taxes. And when we have federal land, the government is exempt from paying taxes. Okay? Although we receive Impact Aid, we receive about 7 cents on the dollar. And I'm going to be explaining throughout my presentation. Having said that, I want to share that, Dr. Paul, we truly value and appreciate and love our military partners. Thank you. We thank them for their service and for our freedom. What is Impact Aid? Impact Aid is Title VII of Every Student Succeed Act. Impact Aid is a federal education program that reimburses local school districts for taxes laws due to lands exempt from paying taxes. These benefits, because this is coming from Fallbrook, support every single one of our kids. And the funds can be used for any general fund purposes. It's very important that we keep in mind that every single year we must apply to the U.S. Department of Education every single year. Actually, we're in the process right now of almost sending every single one of our families an Impact Aid card. And the kicker here is that we have to make sure that we get them all back so we can get as much funding as possible. Equally important is to keep in mind that Impact Aid is not forward funded and is not permanent. What does that mean? Not forward funded. It means that it isn't allocated in advance for the next school year. Like I mentioned a minute ago, or a couple seconds ago, we're in the process of sending the Impact Aid cards. By November, we would have sent everything and then applied to the U.S. Department of Education, and we're hopeful that we will start seeing money from Impact Aid trickling in by February.
Explain what you mean by the cards. This is something I don't understand.
We send an Impact Aid card to every single one of our families, every single one of our students. Based on the information that we receive, we determine whether they are military connected or not. If they're military connected, we receive additional funds.
Good job.
And what does that mean that it's not permanent? Although we have been receiving Impact Aid for many, many years, it might change from year to year. It has to do with, it can change due to policy changes or levels of funding available. So again, just because we have been receiving it for 30, 40, 50 years, it can change. So we have to be very cognizant of that. What is the history of Impact Aid? Impact Aid was created to support school districts that lose property tax revenue due to federal activities such as military bases or Native American lands. Each year, Congress designates funds for impact aid. It is important to mention that impact aid was signed into law in 1950 by then President Harry Truman. It is the oldest K through 12 federal education program. Impact aid funding is appropriated annually by Congress, and unfortunately, it has not been fully funded since 1969. That's 55 years ago. It was born 1967, so that's how NAFIS was born. Did I just say my age?
It's in public record.
I didn't know my superintendent was here, right? How was NAFIS born? NAFIS, what does that stand for? National Association of Federally Impacted Schools. It truly emphasizes the importance of unity within the Impact Aid community. Impact Aid Coalition. It ensures that through a collective voice, we advocate for what our kids and our families deserve. NAFIS also serves as an umbrella for the following organizations: FLISA, LOISA, MISA, and NISA. I just learned that in my trip to Washington, D.C., by the way. Who's eligible for impact aid? Eligibility for impact aid primarily includes districts that serve impacted areas by federal activities such as military installations, Native American lands, and federal property. Remember, a few slides ago, I stated that Camp Pendleton has about 111,000 acres. And we're getting about 7 cents on the dollar. Just picture that beautiful land. A lot of it, ocean front. And my CBO antenna is going all the way to the satellite, right? Can you imagine the amount of funding we could receive? Having said that, it's being used for an amazing purpose, the protection of our people. In summary, school districts receive impact aid because they have federal land that is exempt from paying local taxes. Not only federal lands, but businesses on those lands are also exempt from paying taxes. Impact aid attempts to really level the playing field when it comes to funding, making sure that we receive some additional revenues. And NAFIS was established to advocate for every single one of our districts that have federal land within their boundaries. What is my takeaway? I just traveled as well with Trustee McBride, the superintendent to Washington, D.C., and it was such an empowering experience. I learned that in order to fully support our kids and to truly provide the conditions for every single one of our kids to succeed, we have to continue advocating every single day, every single year. We have to make sure that we have the decision-making table, because if we're not, somebody else will. Last, as your CEO, I want to make sure that we not only get the 7 cents on the dollar, but that we can get 15 cents, 20 cents until we are for the country. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't have questions. I just want to say I totally agree with how important the advocacy is. And many people in the community know how hard Ray Proctor, the previous assistant soup of business, made such a difference. And I want to fully support your activity with NAFIS. I think it's critical.
Thank you.
No.
I understand that the funding is not annual, so we have to treat it separately from our budget. and then set it aside very deliberately. Can you explain our strategy for how these funds are administered and not used for annual programs because we can't depend on them annually?
Presently, the funding is going into the general fund. There are other districts that have created policy to ensure that money is protected, especially because there are years when we don't receive the full funding. For example, last year, the 23-24 school year, we received additional funding from the 21-22, 22-23 school years. So that is not money that we can say we're going to receive it this year.
So going forward, we're going to have to communicate that with all of our stakeholders, so there's not a sense that there's money available that might not be there.
I absolutely agree with you.
And right now this year, you may have heard that, the president's budget was just voted on, and they voted to sort of kick the can of the budget. And so they voted on having a continuing resolution or a CR, which means that they didn't actually make the decision related to the budget. And so that does impact the timeline that we receive our money, because this is federal funding. And so, and in addition, the money will be prorated as well. And so then most likely the vote won't actually happen until after January. So we do have to be very careful, because if we spend the money right now, September, October, November, December, and then in January they vote to not fund impact aid at the same levels, and the Congress and the Senate are actually at two very different levels. The Congress was at $20 million increase, and the Senate was at $20 million and Congress was at $5 million. And so there was a big discrepancy and a lot of discussion that needs to happen before they decide exactly how much money we're going to get. And so it really does delay the money that we receive. And then it also, oftentimes we don't get the whole of the amount of money. So sometimes there are districts and boards that have elected to create a set aside for their impact aid, so that they have it forward funded for at least a year, so that limits the volatility of the impact. So then the federal government can make their decisions, but we still have a year's worth of that funding, sometimes in the rears, to be able to more easily depend on that funding. So that's a discussion that I think we'll be having in the future.
Mr. President, may I continue? Or yep. So I'm hearing you say that the funds we received for 21, 22, and 22, 23 this budgetary year might be good funds to hold into the future to have that leveling effect, given this irregularity in our income streams. That's correct. Okay. A further question, can our folks here help us get this funding in some way by contacting their congresspeople and saying federal impact funding for our school districts in Fallbrook is very important, and we would love to see it funded at that highest $20 million level, independent of whom your congressional representative is, based off where you live in our school district? That's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
thank you for bringing that up. We're very lucky in the sense that in our community, Congressman Levin has really been proactive and a pioneer for impact aid for us, and is very supportive of our military community, in addition to Daryl Issa's office. So both of our congressmen are extremely supportive of this initiative and program, in addition to both Senators Butler and Padilla. Now, however, those are just two of our congressmen, and so there's many other voices that we want to make sure that we connect with across the state of California, to make sure that everybody understands, whether they happen to have military bases or Native American lands on their school districts or not, the impact that it does have on all of our students would be important.
Two last comments, if you don't mind. Thank you, Trustee Goldbeck, because every voice matters, and the more we call, the better for our students and our families. And second, Dr. Fish, thank you for mentioning, rest in peace, Mr. Ray Proctor. It was brought up to my attention at the conference that he was a fighter for Fallbrook Union Elementary School District, and he contributed greatly to these costs. And let's just keep in mind that trips like this are like an investment in service of our kids. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Next, we have CASP and Student Performance Overview. Ms. Tawga Bustani, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, will present an update to the board on the 2023-2024 CASP, ELA, and math results, as well as next action steps for the 2024-2025 school year.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Superintendent Hazel, esteemed trustees, and members of our Fallbrook community. It is a true honor and privilege to share with you the results of our 23-24 CASP data. It is with excitement, joy, enthusiasm that I co-present with two amazing FUESD scholars here in Fallbrook. Proud to introduce to you Sean Beach and Isabella Monje Jimenez. These brilliant students have accomplished something incredible. In just 1 year, they have moved not just one level, but multiple levels in their achievement on the CASP. That is an impressive, successful accomplishment in their academic journey, and tonight they will be co-presenting with me. I'll hand it over to Sean.
Good evening, Governing Board. I'm Sean Beach, and I'm in 6th grade at San Onofre School. And I've been there for the past 5 years, which is unusual for the military kids like me. CASP stands for California Assessment of Student Performance and Progress. CASP is a group of tests we take each school year to show how much we've learned in subjects like math, English, and science. It's a test that all students grades 3rd through 8th have to take.
Hello, my name is Isabella Monje Jimenez. I'm a 7th grader at Potter Junior High. Here's why CASP matters to us as students. It helps us show what we know. It's like getting a report card for our learning. It helps teachers help us. When our teachers see how we did, they can plan lessons that focus on what we need to learn better. It helps them figure out the best ways to support us. It prepares us for the future. Doing well on the CASP means we're on track to be ready for future challenges, like high school, college, or even a career. It's one way of making sure we're learning the important skills we'll need. It helps our school improve. The results also show how our school is doing overall. If the school sees that most students need help in a certain area, they can work on improving that subject for everyone.
So while it might seem like just another test, CASP actually helps us in our schools make sure we're learning and growing in the best way possible.
Last year, we faced significant challenges. As you know, only 48% of our students were reaching proficiency in English language arts, and only 36% in mathematics. Nearly 30% of our students were chronically absent. That equates to 7 students in every class not showing up every day. We knew our students deserved better and were capable of achieving much more than the data revealed. Understanding the transformative power of education, our superintendent casted a bold challenge of 10-10-10 because we believe in the power and the brilliance of students, such as Isabella, such as Sean, and the hundreds and thousands of students here in Fallbrook. They can make it happen. We set this goal because we also believe in the promise of public education and the ability of it to transform the lives of students, especially those who have been historically marginalized and underserved in our district. And today, I'm proud to announce that as a district in just 1 year, we've increased 5% in ELA, 6% in mathematics, and we've had a 9% decrease in chronic absenteeism. This remarkable achievement, as Superintendent Hazel mentioned, is a testament to the entire Fallbrook community, to the students, to the parents, to the teachers, to the staff, to the district leaders, to the board trustees and the superintendent. Everyone rallied around a common vision, a collective goal of improving outcomes, not just for all students, but each and every student. Our academic growth, as Superintendent Hazel mentioned, has been so remarkable that it warranted the attention of the California Department of Education. We were amongst many school districts, actually few school districts, who accomplished remarkable results in just 1 year. We anticipate that the public release on October 15th, which we're excited about, will actually reveal that Fallbrook Unified Elementary School District will actually outperform the county and the state level. And we will share those results with you. So let's begin with attendance. We all know that a key factor in student success is attendance. And the reality is, for our children to thrive, they have to be in school. The bottom line. Our attendance rates are truly remarkable. As a district, we reduced chronic absenteeism by 9%. Every single school you see contributed to this result. And not only that, they increased their average daily attendance. So absenteeism went down and attendance went up. I love this quote. Dr. Curcio found this for me, and I was very excited that she found it for me because it speaks to the fact that when we serve the needs of our most marginalized students, all students rise to the top. Rising tides lifts all boats. Our test data shows that when we focus on the lifting the overall quality of education, every single student group has benefited. Take a look at the data. We see growth amongst all of our students, of course, in math and ELA. Our Hispanic students grew by 6% in ELA and 5% in mathematics. Students identifying as 2 or more races grew by 6% in math. English language learners grew by 2% in both math and ELA. Low-income students grew by 7% in ELA and 8% in mathematics. That is statistically significant data. And those results don't happen by accident. They don't happen by chance. They happen because we intentionally design systems and structures with the dedication of our teachers and our students and our principals to make it happen. Students with disabilities grew 4% in ELA and 6% in math. Migrant education students grew by 3% in both math and ELA. This right here is the heart of equity. Because when we serve the most marginalized students, that's when we know we're moving the dial on equity.
This slide shows that every single one of our schools improved in English language arts. This means more and more students from all across FUESD are making progress in reading and writing. It's exciting because it shows that no matter which school you attend, everyone is putting in the effort and making real progress in essential skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and collaboration. Skills that will set us up for success in both school and future careers. Our growth in ELA make a big difference for us as students. Literacy isn't just about passing a test or reading a book. It's the key to future success. Whether we want to be doctors, engineers, artists, or even start our own business, strong reading and writing skills will guide us toward opportunities in life. By focusing on literacy, we're preparing ourselves not just for the next grade, but for life's bigger challenges in college, career, and beyond.
This slide shows that all of our schools got better at math too. This means FUESD scholars in every school are making progress and improving their math skills. It's not just about getting the right answer for us. It's about learning how to think through problems, find patterns, and use numbers in new ways. What do numbers mean for us as mathematicians? It means more and more students are becoming stronger at solving math problems, whether it's working with fractions, geometry, or algebra. These skills help us tackle different kinds of math challenges with more confidence. Math is a critical skill that prepares us for the future jobs and careers, giving us problem-solving, analytical, and logical thinking abilities needed in fields such as engineering, technology, finance, and healthcare jobs, in high demand here in San Diego and across the nation.
As a learning organization, we asked ourselves, what were the factors? We knew they weren't by accident, but we had to ask our community, our staff, our teachers, our leaders, what were they? And based on their results and their feedback, we identified high leverage, research-based practices that we know and research has shown works. And so our intention is to continue to replicate, to double down on what we know has shown and proven to make a positive impact. We will now delve into that impact. However, I want to pause here and just explain a few of them for us. Number one, we as a learning organization are doubling down on professional learning communities. We know this works. We know when teachers come together and look at data by name and by need and track progress of students by name towards standards, there's only one way to go, and that's up. We improve when we do that. So we're doubling down on professional learning communities. We've invested in that, and every month our teachers are coming together by grade level as a collective. They're learning, and they're identifying what are those strategies that are going to move each and every child. And we're in the middle of them, and they are fantastic. They're such an amazing structure. Number two, our instructional leadership teams. We are investing in our site leaders and teacher leaders at the school to drive this work. This is not top down from us. It's growing from the site itself, where they are taking the charge. They are taking the lead in transforming outcomes for students. And finally, actually next is our leadership. We are investing in our leaders. Every month we come together with our principals and we're studying best practices. We're looking at lessons together. Our learning walks, which we hope you will attend with us, are phenomenal opportunities to learn from our principals around the work they're leading and the impact on students. We have a lot to learn from each other, and principals are amazing at leading transformation, and we're learning from them. And finally, our administrative councils are opportunities for us to come together and talk about instruction, look at lessons, and ask ourselves, is that rigorous enough? Because what we learn there, we can take back to our sites and practice ourselves as principals. And finally, another factor are clear, attainable goals as a district. As I mentioned, our superintendent casted a vision of 10-10-10, and every school rallied behind that. Every school set goals in math and ELA and chronic absenteeism, and every school made gains.
Students-based learning. Our teachers make sure that we learn in math and English is exciting and at the right level to help us grow. This way, we get better at things we're supposed to know in each grade. Student goal setting. We get to set our own learning goals. This helps us stay focused on and know exactly what we need to work on to get better. Intervention support. If any of us need some extra help, there are intervention teachers and programs to support us so we won't fall behind. Building a culture of reading. We're working on building a culture of reading, which means we get to read lots of interesting books and celebrate our reading progress together.
positive, welcoming, and inclusive schools and classroom culture. Our schools and classrooms are places where everyone feels welcome and included. We work together to make sure everyone is respected and we treat each other like family. Social emotional support. We have teachers, social workers, and counselors who are there to help us when we're feeling sad, upset, or even just a little stressed. They make sure we feel happy and ready to learn every day. Involving our parents and community. Our parents and people in our community are part of our learning too. They get involved in school activities and help make our school even better. It feels great knowing we all work together. Our parents have opportunities to come to our schools and share their thoughts and ideas. In a moment, you will actually hear from my mother.
Thank you, Sean and Isabella, for your outstanding presentation. We are immensely proud of your achievements and eagerly anticipate the bright futures that lie ahead of you. Our family and our communities matter. They matter deeply and they make a difference. We could not have accomplished this without our families and the love and the support and the encouragement each and every day that you instill in our students. You are the driving force behind these numbers. We will now hear from Isabella's mother, Cindy Jimenez, and the impact that this has had on her child from her perspective.
Hi, my name is Cindy Jimenez. I'm Isabella's mother. I would like to speak in Spanish because it will be more comfortable for me. Como recurso clave del aprendizaje y el desarrollo, la escuela, y sin dejar por fuera a los profesores, en el enfoque más que todo social y emocional, ayudó el gran empuje que tuvo en cada materia con distintos profesores. Llevó a que pudiera alimentar y llenar esas áreas en las que se podría decir estaba un poco en desarrollo.
Good evening. I'm going to translate for Mrs. Jimenez. She is crediting all the work of the teacher, especially the social emotional part of it that took place, that helped Isabella really build those strong foundations that encouraged her to do well academically and in her academics journey.
Porque conforme pasaba el tiempo, las preguntas y el querer saber más la mantuvieron con esas ansias de querer crecer y ser una estudiante llena de preguntas en busca de respuestas.
So as she developed, she had a lot of questions. She wanted to do better academically. So it's that anxiety, that desire to do well that really motivated her to continue growing as a student.
Compromiso y emoción, una fórmula aplicada con diferentes ingredientes a que aportan para que ella tuviera un aprovechamiento en las áreas del estudio. En nuestro hogar, nuestros hijos no son más que una nota escolar, una medalla o una posición en un cuadro de honor. Nuestros hijos valen por el esfuerzo que dan en cada tarea.
So at home, our children are more than just the academic grades. They are more than just in achievement, school achievement. There are individuals who we see that they are working hard and that they're doing their best in doing everything they do. So it's that ability to do their best in school, and it's just like a lot of ingredients that come together to really develop the child as a whole.
Como padres, reforzamos en casa esta importante colaboración de entre familia y escuela para ayudar a nuestros hijos y estén preparados y orientados para ampliar sus oportunidades entre ellos. Establecer rutinas diarias en familia, revisar tareas, deberes y proyectos.
hablar todos los días sobre actividades de la escuela, promover la alfabetización, limitar y supervisar el tiempo que ven televisión, juegan o están en redes sociales. Muchas gracias.
So as parents, we reinforce the importance of collaboration between the school and the family, so we can help our children be successful. We establish routines, our daily routines that support students, our children at home. We make sure that our homework gets done. We talk to them every single day about all the activities that are happening around the school. And then we also promote literacy at home as best as we can. And then we limit and we supervise the time that they spend on TV and electronics, to make sure that also they don't spend a lot of time in social media. Thank you.
Pero lo más importante creo que es ella. Ella es la que da todo el esfuerzo y se lo merece.
Isabella gets all the credit. She's the one who puts all the effort in all the details. And we're very blessed to have her at Potter, to see her shiny face and kindness and brilliance at our school. Thank you, Isabella.
Ms. Jimenez, I have to say that was so inspiring and beautiful. And although you want to give Isabella all the credit, and of course she deserves it, parents matter. Very much.
Yes, they do.
So although we can celebrate that we achieved statistically relevant accomplishment, our work is far from over. As Superintendent Hazel mentioned, it's not until every child who walks through our building, every child that walks onto every campus and every classroom can walk out into middle school and high school at grade level. And until that happens, our work is far from over. So we will continue our path to accelerate the momentum of student achievement with a 63% goal in ELA, a 53% goal in math, and a 10% decrease in chronic absenteeism. We will remain steadfast and relentless in pursuing this for our students. In growth, the growth, and just in closing, I wanted to say that it did absolutely take a community. It's everyone invested moving in the right direction together. And it's a reflection of what's possible when we do that. And the vision that was casted by Superintendent Hazel and supported by each one of you as esteemed trustees, we value your support. We value your faith and confidence, not only in our work, but also in the brilliance of each and every one of our students. Thank you. So I don't know if you wanted to, first of all, we wanted to present our two students, our amazing co-presenters, Sean and Isabella. Come on up. You presented better than I did. How did that happen? Just wanted to see if there are any questions regarding our presentation, anything I can clarify for you.
You know, it's interesting because right next to you are the principles we decided about a year ago should be our guiding principles. And you're just demonstrating that every one of those is true. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to add, if I may, that we understand that this is all due to amazing teachers, hardworking staff, classified staff, principals, brilliant students, our collaboration with the parents, so our relationship with the parents, and last but most definitely strongly, our great leadership on the cabinet, being led by Monica Hazel. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for all.
And I think I'd love to just jump in, and I really would like to honor and take a moment to thank you, Ms. Bustani, for your leadership. I think everybody heard her passion. You know, you can't reach a goal if you don't deeply believe that it's possible. And I think every time I listen to you speak, I know that you deeply believe that it is possible for each and every one of our students. I know when you were a site principal, you were able to see amazing gains with students at Edison Elementary School in a high poverty community and saw amazing gains. And I know that you are bringing that love for children to us here in Fallbrook. And I'm just so thankful to be surrounded by a team with Mr. Farias and also with Ms. Husing of, you know, a group of people that deeply believes in our kids and deeply believes that they can have success at the same levels as students in Del Mar and students in Scripps Ranch and students in La Jolla and across California. Our kids are brilliant. We've seen it, and it's our job to bring that out. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Superintendent Hazel. Thank you.
I just would like to add, I'm sorry, but I am so passionate about this work. And it so happens that when someone changes their paradigm and they see what is possible, people do not settle for anything less. Monica has seen it. Tapia has seen it. We have seen it. We have led it. So here in Fallbrook, our kids are no less than anybody else. Coronado, La Jolla, Del Mar, you name it. So we don't settle for anything less than greatness. And the results are here. Yes, it's the teachers, it's the staff, but it's the collective. When you believe in every single one of our kids, the sky's the limit. This is just the beginning. It usually takes a district years just to turn it around. In 1 year, we're seeing results that are quantifiable. Hard data from the state. Thank you.
Again, we're just starting. This is the first year I see a rocket ship. None of you can leave us because you're going to help us get there. You're going to help this district go right up there.
Thank you for that. All right, I think we're ready to move forward. I have a few action items to take care of. First one, action, it is recommended the governing board approve resolution number 03-24/25 regarding November as the Military Family Appreciation Month. Do I have a motion? Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so that motion passes. Next item, it is recommended the governing board approve resolution number 4-24/25, California State Preschool Program. Do I have a motion?
I so motion.
Thank you. A second?
Seconded.
Thank you. Any comments? If you're none, I will call for the vote. Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so that motion passes. Next, it is recommended the governing board approve resolution number 5-24/25, sufficiency of instructional materials for the 2024-2025 school year. Do I have a motion? Thank you. A second?
Aye.
Thank you. Any comments? I will call for the vote. Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That motion passes. Next, it is recommended the governing board declare October 23rd through October 31st, 2024 as Red Ribbon Week. The theme, Life is a Movie, Film Drug Free. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Thank you. A second?
I second.
Thank you. Any comments? I will call for the vote. Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so that motion passes. Next we have information item, the Williams complaint, the first quarterly report. The quarterly report of Williams complaints is presented to the governing board as required by the Education Code 35186. We're pleased to report that no complaints were filed with any school or department in the district during the first quarter. Next, we have another information item, workshop and conference attendance. We are pleased to support our teachers and staff to continue their professional learning as they participate in conferences, enabling them to perform their duties, and remain up to date on new policies and procedures impacting their roles. And that brings us to our consent agenda. It is recommended the governing board approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Thank you. A second?
I second.
Thank you. Any comments? Okay. I will call for the vote. Trustee Lundin?
Aye.
Trustee McBride?
Aye.
Trustee Fish?
Aye.
Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That motion passes. And that brings us to adjournment. We will adjourn the meeting at 7:49 p.m.
You found yours?